Hey guys, what up? GangstaPranksta here, bringing the weekly wrestling and review for June 25th. Welcome back. In this episode, I will be reviewing Capital Punishment, Raw, Power to the People, Raw, TNA Impact, and Smackdown, and giving my predictions for ROH Best in the World. Enjoy the videos, and let's get right into our reviews. First, Capital Punishment. Pretty good pay-per-view. And yeah, let's just review. First, we had Kofi Kingston versus Dolph Ziggler. Good match. They opened the show really strong, and it was just a really good back-and-forth match. Dolph wins, and he's the new U.S. champion. Next, we have Alex Riley versus Miz. Good match. Alex Riley wins. During the match, it looked like Riley injured his right bicep because that thing, by the end of the match, was black and purple. Like, it was disgusting. Under his right armpit, like, where his bicep connects to his armpit, like, it was all black. It was really gross. But hopefully he's not injured, because it seems like he's on a really big push to like jumpstart his career. So hopefully he's not injured. Next we have Alberto versus Big Show. Before it got started, Mark Henry attacked Big Show before the match, and Henry picked up Big Show, carried him, and slammed him through a table. When I saw this, I was like, wow. Like, he carried Big Show a couple feet. So, it was okay. The match was going okay, and then the ref ends it because he says the Big Show couldn't compete because his leg. Shitty ending to a horrible feud. Like, this feud was so bad. When it started, it was so fucking stupid. And this was a horrible finish. And, yeah, thank God this is over. Let Alberto do something more memorable. Next we have Wade Barrett versus Ezekiel Jackson. This was an okay match. Ezekiel wins, and he's the new champion, new IC champion. Next we have CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio. Great match. CM Punk wins. Christian versus Orton. Really good match. Orton wins. At the end, they're doing a storyline where Christian had his foot under the rope. So, had his foot under the rope, and he's gonna, like, challenge Orton for another match at the pay-per-view, Money in the Bank. Next we had Jack Swagger versus Evan Bourne. I don't really remember this match, but I'm pretty sure it was good. Like, Swagger and Bourne are really good wrestlers. But I do know Evan Bourne won. And yeah, that's about it. Next we have John Cena versus R-Truth. It's pretty good. The end was I don't really know how I feel about it. So R-Truth, he threw Cena outside or something, and then he walked up to a kid with a Cena hat on. Took his hat, put his hat on. He had a John Cena cup. He took the cup, took a drink, and gave the cup back to the kid. And then the kid threw the water in R-Truth's face. Cena just comes out of nowhere, throws him in the ring. F you, 1, 2, 3. I guess it's it kind of fits in with the whole little Jimmy thing, but yeah, I don't really know what to say about the finish. You know. Whatever, the pay-per-view was okay. And yeah, that's about it. So next we have WWE Raw. This was the Power to the People Raw. The first hour was really bad, and it really picked up during like the next 2 hours. So CM Punk, he comes out and he says he wants to be named #1 contender. He talks about beating Cena and Mysterio last week. He tells the GM to make him #1 contender, and the GM says Punk will have to win a match tonight between Del Rio, Punk, and Mysterio. First was Brie Bella, and her opponents, the fans got to choose from Eve, Kelly Kelly, and Beth Phoenix. The fans chose Kelly Kelly. It was okay, and Kelly wins, and she's the new Divas champion. Next we had Evan Bourne. He came out, and the fans got to pick his opponent. They got to choose from Jack Swagger, Mason Ryan, and Sin Cara. And Mason Ryan won. Apparently, like, shit got fucked up. Like, they're saying their systems got overloaded, and Sin Cara should have won, but Mason Ryan won. And even Bourne looked shocked. Like, he was like, "What the fuck, really?" Like, the fans chose Mason Ryan. Mason Ryan was probably my last pick. They had a blah match, and yeah, Mason Ryan wins. On Smackdown, they said that as an apology to the fans, they're gonna have Evan Bourne and Sin Cara next week on Raw. Next we have Kane versus Mark Henry. The fans get to choose the stipulation: body slam match, arm wrestling match, or over the top rope. And the fans picked arm wrestling. This was match of the night. Match of the night was an arm wrestling match. No, I'm kidding. This was fucking horrible. So Kane wins after Mark Henry attacks him. After the match, Mark Henry just pretty much destroys Kane around ringside. Next we have R-Truth. He comes out and talks about losing to Cena at the pay-per-view. And Christian comes out and says he feels for R-Truth. He feels his pain because he got screwed too. Miz comes out. He talks about being screwed at the pay-per-view. And then they just go back and forth, and it's like, really, Riley, Jimmy, really, Riley, Jimmy. Oh, really, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my gosh, so annoying. Teddy Long comes out, and he makes the main event Miz, R-Truth, and Christian versus Cena, Orton, and Riley. Then we have Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston. Fans get to choose the stipulation: submission, 2 out of 3 falls, or Vicky Bend from the ring. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match, but I think the fans voted for Vicky Bend at ringside. But whatever. Good match. Kofi wins after Dolph hits him with a microphone. But Dolph won the first pin, and Kofi won. And then Kofi won after Dolph DQ'd himself. Next was Alberto versus Mysterio versus CM Punk. Fans get to choose stipulation: no DQ, falls count anywhere, submission match. This was a really good match. Like, really good. Punk wins after the match. He gets on the mic and he talks about his contract ending, and he will leave WWE with the WWE title. Next we have Cody Rhodes versus Daniel Bryan. Fans get to choose stipulation: paper bag on a pole match, no count out, or collegiate wrestling match. It was okay. I would have liked to see the collegiate wrestling match. Daniel Bryan wins after the match. Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes attack Daniel Bryan. Next, we have Vicky Guerrero comes out to have a dance competition, and the fans get to choose between Booker T, Jerry Lawler, and Michael Cole. This might have been it was worse than the arm wrestling match. So the fans choose Michael Cole. Vicky does a little dance, then she kisses Matt Striker. Michael Roll does a spin-a-rooney. Cole wins, but the fans lost. Like, this was pretty bad. Next we have R-Truth, Christian, and The Miz versus Cena, Orton, Riley. Fans get to choose the match: 1 fall to a finish, 20-minute time limit, or elimination match. This was a really good match as well. And Cena wins for his team. Overall, Raw, the second half was really good. The beginning was pretty shit. So let's go on to Impact. Starts out with Bischoff comes out and he calls out Sting. Bischoff talks about Hogan being attacked last week. Sting says he did it because Hogan and Bischoff are viruses in TNA and they're going to ruin TNA. Sting attacks Bischoff, paints his face, and puts him in the Scorpion Deathlock. Somebody call fucking Batman, because fucking Sting, he's acting like Heath Ledger, who played the Joker in The Dark Knight. I like the new Sting, but is just very Joker reminiscent from The Dark Knight. That's all I'm gonna say. First we got Bully Ray versus Scott Steiner. It was an okay match, kind of dumb since you had 2 heels. So who are the fans gonna chant for? You know, but Bully Ray wins, whatever. Next is ODB Jackie Moore. ODB and Jackie Moore versus Velvet Sky and Miss Tessmacher. Good knockouts match. ODB and Jackie win. Next we have Crimson and Matt Morgan versus Beer Money. Pretty good match. Crimson and Matt Morgan win. AJ Styles comes out. He says he wants to be a part of the Destination X pay-per-view. This is cool to hear. AJ comes out. He talks about what the X Division means to him and talks about the beginnings of the X Division. Samoa Joe comes out and he talks about how the X Division wasn't shit until he got to TNA and he made it mean something. Christopher Daniels comes out and he says he wants to give the fans the match that they want to see, and he makes it seem like he wants to have a triple threat between Joe, Daniels, and AJ, which would be fucking phenomenal. Sorry, AJ, it'd be fucking amazing. That match, whew. That would have to be the main event. But Christopher Daniels says the match everyone wants to see is Daniels versus Styles 1-on-1. They completely ignore Joe. AJ agrees after they have a backstage segment, and it ends with Joe attacking Kazarian. So it's going to be AJ and Daniels at Destination X 1-on-1, and Kazarian versus Samoa Joe. Next we have another X Division match. This was for the Destination X thing. The X Division guys that they're bringing in: Zima Ion, Federico Palacio, and Dakota Darso. It was okay. Zima Ion wins. For never seeing these guys wrestle before, I thought they did okay. And yeah, that's about it. Next, we have a cool backstage segment with RVDs talking about Destination X. And then all of a sudden, Jerry Lynn walks in, and apparently they're going to have a match at the pay-per-view. If you didn't know, Jerry Lynn was supposed to take RVD at the ECW pay-per-view at TNA they did last year. And Jerry Lynn got injured, so he couldn't wrestle against Van Dam, and they're going to have it on the show, and I think that's pretty cool. It's good. I love Jerry Lynn, and yeah, it'd be cool to see him and RVD wrestle one more time. Next we have Winner versus Mickey James in a street fight. It was okay. Winner wins, and to end the show, Sting versus Abyss. It was okay. Abyss wins by DQ. Overall, TNA was pretty good. It was good. It was a good show. Next we have Smackdown. Teddy Long, he comes out, he talks about how Christian got screwed at Capital Punishment. He calls out Christian. Christian wants a rematch, and Teddy Long says if Christian can beat Kane tonight, he will get a rematch against Orton. First match, we have Sin Cara versus Ted DiBiase. Good match. Sin Cara wins. I wish this went a few more minutes. It seemed like they didn't give him enough time, but whatever. Sin Cara wins, if I didn't say that already. Next we have Cody Rhodes versus Daniel Bryan. This was really good. Like, they gave these guys... Did they? I don't even remember. I think they went like 10 plus minutes. I'm pretty sure. Whatever, Cody wins. But it was a really good match. Or at least that's what I have written down here. If I wrote that, that means I really enjoyed it. Next, we have Ezekiel Jackson versus Wade Barrett. It was okay. Ezekiel wins. Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater versus the Usos. Good match. Gabriel and Slater win. Jinder Mahal versus Yoshi Tatsu. It never got started. Mahal and Khali beat up Yoshi. Next, Kane versus Christian. It was a really good match. Mark Henry comes out and attacks Kane. Christian gets DQ'd, so Kane wins. But Teddy Long says, no, this isn't going to end in DQ, so he says if Christian can win this tag team match he's about to go into, he'll get a title shot. So it's Christian and Mark Henry versus Orton and Kane. This was a good little match, and Christian and Mark Henry win. So it's going to be Christian and Orton at the pay-per-view again. Next are my predictions for ROH Best in the World. I just want to talk about ROH a little bit. ROH is the third best wrestling company in the world. You know, probably some of your favorite wrestlers came from there. AJ Styles, CM Punk, Alex Shelley, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Evan Bourne. Who else? Who am I missing? Yeah, there's so many good wrestlers that came out of it. And for people that complain, like, oh, TNA doesn't have enough wrestling, Generation Me, those are some other guys. So people who complain about TNA and WWE not having enough wrestling, here is your answer. ROH, best in the world. You know, they have probably some of the best wrestlers in the world. Oh, and another wrestler I forgot they had Desmond Wolfe and Daniel Bryan. That's where they started and got their name out there, just having great matches. So yeah, if you want wrestling, you order this pay-per-view. I'm about to go through who's gonna be on it. And don't be intimidated. Like, there's a couple people you know on the pay-per-view, and there's gonna be a couple you don't. But when you started wrestling, did you really know who Hulk Hogan was? No, you didn't know. You watched, and then you learned who he was, and then you grew a respect, and you loved wrestling. You learned about everybody, and that's what I think everyone should take the time to do with ROH. Give it a few chances, and just give it a few chances, and yeah, if you like wrestling, this is definitely for you. So let's just go through the pay-per-view. First we got Generation Me versus Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. This match will not be on the pay-per-view, but if you order the DVD, you'll be able to see this match. So this should be a good match. I haven't actually seen Kyle O'Reilly or Adam Cole wrestle, but I've heard a lot of good things. Like, they're just amazing. So I expect a fast-paced match, and yeah, and a really good match. Next we have Colt Cabana versus Tommaso Ciampa. I haven't seen much of the Tommaso guy, but Colt Cabana, he's a good wrestler. He's a funny wrestler. He likes to have fun in the ring, you know, pull jokes and shit. So this should be a good match as well. Next we have Homicide. I haven't given my predictions yet. So Generation Me and Kyle O'Reilly. I'll say Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole, just because Generation Me work with TNA. Colt Cabana and Tommaso Ciampa is what I'll call him. We'll go with Colt Cabana. Next is Homicide versus Rhino. Yes, Rhino and Homicide from TNA. They're gonna have a street fight match. This should be good. You know, Homicide's really good with weapons in a hardcore setting, and Rhino, you know, he used to be in ECW, so he knows how to work with weapons. This could be a really good match. I'm gonna have to say Homicide to win, because I don't know if Rhino's gonna work with ROH like on a more regular basis, or is he just being brought in for this match? Next we have Steve Corino with Jimmy Jacobs against Mike Elgin. I haven't seen much from Mike Elgin. I pretty much stopped. Okay, so ROH is pretty hard to follow because, like, they had a TV show and then now they don't. But if you go to the website, you can order their DVDs and shit. They do internet pay-per-views. I'll give you all the information after I do the reviews. So I haven't seen much of Mike Elgin. Yeah, I'll just go with Steve Corino to win. Next we have Jay Lethal versus Mike Bennett. This should be a good match. I'm gonna have to go with Mike Bennett to win. Benet or Bennett? I don't know. But this should be a good match. Next we have ROH Tag Team Champions Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin versus the Kings of Wrestling versus the Briscoe Brothers versus the All Night Express. This should be a really good match. You got 4 great tag teams. Like, the Kings of Wrestling, they're amazing. The Briscoes, fucking incredible. Charlie Haas, Shelton Benjamin, fucking amazing as well. And All Night Express, a great and upcoming tag team. I just think Kenny King and Rhett Titus blend very well off each other. They work well together. They mesh very well. So this is a 4-way tag team match. I see Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin retaining their titles. Or the Briscoes. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to go with Charlie Haas and Shelton to retain and possibly have a feud with the Briscoes. That'd be cool. Next we have the ROH TV champion Christopher Daniels defending against El Generico. Apparently Kevin Steen's supposed to come back, and I wouldn't be shocked if he helps El Generico win the TV title. I think Christopher Daniels is going to start working more with TNA, so it'd be dumb for him to keep the ROH TV title. So yeah, El Generico to win. And next we have the ROH champion, Eddie Edwards, taking on Davey Richards. They've been building up Davey Richards for the world title for about a year and a half. He never could win it. Tyler Black, Austin Aries, who else? Whoever else was champion. But yeah, I think it's his time. I think he should go into, they're going to start doing TV tapings again, so I think they should go with Davey as the champion. Davey Richards, he's probably the best wrestler in the world right now. He's very similar to like a Chris Benoit, like very hard hitting, just technical wrestler. Just like he gives it his all every time he's in the ring, And same goes for Eddie Edwards. He came up a long way, tag teaming with Davey Richards. They had a good tag team, the American Wolves. But yeah, I see Davey Richards winning, finally becoming the ROH World Heavyweight Champion. Okay, so this pay-per-view will be on Go Fight Live. I'll provide a link in the description. On this pay-per-view, or on this website, you can watch the pay-per-view. It's only $15. Great wrestling for only $15. WWE pay-per-views cost you $45. TNA, $35. ROH, $15. It's a fucking steal, okay? You're getting great wrestling, 3 hours of great wrestling for $15. Like, if you complain about wrestling, like, you complain about WWE, you complain about TNA, this is a great alternative. ROH doesn't have many storylines. Like, they have feuds and stuff, but their main focus is just having two wrestlers go at it and having a great match. Like, that's their thing. So if you like that kind of stuff, order the pay-per-view. You're gonna need a credit card, you're gonna need PayPal, and you're gonna need to sign up for the website. But once you order the pay-per-view, you can watch it again and again for forever. Basically, once you buy the pay-per-view, you get it forever. You keep it. It never goes away. So yeah, I really give ROH a chance. Give it a chance. And this is an extremely stacked card. Like, this is a great wrestling card. I'm definitely gonna order it. I'm gonna review it next week. And I'm just excited. So please check it out. Give ROH a chance. They're never gonna go anywhere if the fans don't support it. That's how you support wrestling. Support good wrestling. Buy the pay-per-view. All right, let's move on. Next we have the news. So HBK will host Raw next week, and it's gonna be the Raw Roulettes. They haven't done this in a while, so it'll be cool to see HBK back in the ring. Whatever. According to rumors, it's being reported that TNA has suspended Matt Hardy due to continuously arriving to late events. That's unfortunate. Hopefully he doesn't have a big head, like, coming from the WWE. Like, I'm such a superstar, I can get here whenever the fuck I want. Hopefully he doesn't have that attitude. There's good reasons for him being late. The suspension was also due in parts to the video he posted online of himself urging Jeff Hardy to stun Rebby Sky, which is Matt's girlfriend, and Matt with a taser. among other reasons. Basically, it was several things leading up to him being suspended. If you haven't seen this video, it's fucked up. You know, Jeff Hardy looks fucked up. You know, he has a past with drugs, and all I'm gonna say is he looks pretty fucked up. You know, that's it. WWE announced that Chavo Guerrero has been released from his WWE contract. According to a source, Chavo Guerrero requested his release from WWE. He's been very unhappy as of late with his mid-card status and lack of push. It's very unfortunate, you know. Chavo's been with WWE for a long time, ever since WCW was bought out. You know, he went to go work with WWE. You know, they bought all the contracts of all the wrestlers, and they kept Chavo, and that's cool, you know. Multi-time cruiserweight champion, tag team champion with his uncle Eddie. I remember his feud with Eddie. It was a great feud. And yeah, it's unfortunate. I see him going to Mexico. I don't really see him going to TNA, but anything's possible. I'd also like to see him in Ring of Honor. I think he's a veteran talent, and he can work that quick, fast-paced match. And yeah, he could teach some of the young guys something. So it'd be cool to see him go to a Ring of Honor. So this is pretty okay. Whatever. 4 years ago, on June 24th, was the anniversary of one of the most shocking stories to ever come out of pro wrestling, where Chris Benoit was found dead with his family. And this is a hard subject to talk about, because it's pretty, like, I remember when I found out, I was fucking devastated. Like, I was in tears. Like, you know, with anything, you don't believe it at first. I go to the wrestling websites I go to, they reported it. And then I went to WWE.com, and it's like, yeah, it's legit, he's dead. And at first, you thought, like someone broke into their house and killed them. But you always had that thought in your head, like, maybe he killed them. It's a really tough subject to talk about, and it's just a hard subject to talk about. Like, it affected many. Like, it's a fucked up story. He's a great, this is what I'll say. He's a great wrestler. I respect him for that, but I don't respect him for what he did. And yeah, it's a very unfortunate story. It's a tragic story. And for you, if you don't know about it, go research it. You know, go look it up on Wikipedia. I don't really feel comfortable talking about it, but you know, he was a great wrestler, and yeah, just you know, yeah, whatever. I don't really know how to end this. It was fucked up. It's a whole fucked up story. So yeah, this was the weekly wrestling in review. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you next week. Remember, please give ROH a chance. Give Ring of Honor a chance. Let them pay the $15. Get your parents' credit card. Do whatever you have to watch this pay-per-view. Okay? Just please. Give good wrestling a chance. No, don't even give it a chance. Just support good wrestling. And yeah, that's about it. So guys, take care and enjoy wrestling.
He's gonna take another chance, and he finally gets out of the ring. And here comes his partner. He's looking to put his opponent away right here. Oh, no. Man, his head just bounced off the floor there. And now he's back out on the apron.
His partner doesn't have much left, and he might need to do this one on his own. And the ref starts the count. His partner's being punished, and he's seen enough. And he's in there trying to get something going for his partner. He thinks he has it. One, two, three. The gold standard wins it.
Ain't no stopping me.
Here are your winners. The gold standard, Shelton Benjamin. The tour.